Hello, good evening, friends. And again, we are solving the some neat questions that is asked in the year of 2022. So, uh, this problem is here an electric lift with a maximum load of 2000 kg. So, the lift has some passengers, and the lift has its own mass. So the total of the mass is 2000 kg. It is moving up with a constant speed of 150 meter per second. So here the lift is moving upward direction, and the lift is having a masses of total. See, the mass is acting in a downward direction. So the mass is acting in a downward direction. So this mass is 2000 kg, and the lift is moving up with a speed of how much? 1.5 meter per second. See, the velocity as well as the speed both are the same here, because lift is traveling with the shortest path. So lift always chooses the shortest path, so our speed becomes velocity. So this velocity is 1.5 meter per second, and there is a one more force they have given, the frictional force, that is opposing the motion, is 3000 न्यूटन. सो ये लिफ्ट जो ऊपर भेज रहा है, तो इसके लिए और एक इसका अगेंस्ट, मतलब इसका अपोजिट और एक force is developed. So that is a friction force. So that friction force I am taking it as a Fr. So this friction force value is 3000 Newton. So the minimum power required to deliver by the motor to lift this, so the minimum power is required. तो ये ऊपर जाने के लिए मोटर को कितना पावर सप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, so that lift has to move in a upward direction. See here, in this problem there are two forces acting in a downward direction. मतलब ये दो फोर्स क्या कर रहा है कि लिफ्ट को ऊपर भेजने के लिए तकलीफ दे रहा है. तो दीज आर दी टू मासेस, सो विच आर एक्टिंग इन अ डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन. तो इसको, ये सभी फोर्सेस को ओवर कम होके ये लिफ्ट को कैसे जाने का, ऊपर जाने का है. सो द टोटल फोर्स acting in a downward direction, acting in a downward direction. सो एक फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स है और एक मास का फोर्स है. मतलब ये मास इंक्लूडेड विद द पैसेंजर एज वेल एज अ लिफ्ट का फोर्स. तो फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स कितना है? 3000 न्यूटन है, और ये मास हम लोगों को कैलकुलेशंस करना पड़ेगा. सो द मास, सो दिस इज मास इनटू जी वैल्यू मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. सो 3000 न्यूटन प्लस मास कितना है उसका? 2000 है. सो दिस इज मल्टीप्लाइड विथ द 9.8. So this is multiplied with the 9.8. So what I will get? 3000 plus 2000. So instead of 9.8 in the question they have given a g value is 10. So I will make it 9.8 into 10. So what I will get is 20,000 into 10 is 2000 into 10 is 20,000. So after adding this, total 23,000 Newton force is acting in a downward direction. तो इसको ओवरकम करके उसको लिफ्ट को ऊपर जाने का है। तो इसके लिए हमको कितना फोर्सेस डालना पड़ेगा? सो द पावर इज नथिंग बट rate of doing the work done. So the work done is Fs into cos theta divided by time taken. So the cos theta is angle between the force and the direction. So दोनों एक ही डायरेक्शन में फ्लो रहा है, क्योंकि लिफ्ट इज मूविंग इन अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन, तो फोर्स भी का डायरेक्शन भी अपवर्ड है और डिस्प्लेसमेंट भी इन द सेम डायरेक्शन ऑफ द फोर्स. So then the theta will become a 0. So s by theta, so cos 0 is nothing but the value is 1. So f s by t, so s is a displacement divided by time taken, so that is representing as a velocity. So the total force is acting 23,000 and the velocity is 1.5 meter per second. So ये कैलकुलेशन करने के बाद what I will get is 30, see this 34,500 we will get. So this much of power is required to make a movement of this lift in a upward direction. So this much of power we need to supply to the motor. And the next problem is related to uh, this is a combination of, I can say, a current, electricity as well as the semiconductor chapter. So the question is, as the temperature increases, the electrical resistance. So the electrical resistance, the first option is increases for both the conductors and semiconductor, and decreases for both conductors and semiconductor, and increases for conductor but decreases for semiconductor, and decreases for conductor but increases for semiconductor. सी ये चारों ऑप्शंस देखने के बाद ना हमें क्या पता चलता है कि टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज होने के बाद रेजिस्टेंस वैल्यू कंडक्टर को कैसे अफेक्ट कर रहा है और सेमी कंडक्टर को कैसे अफेक्ट कर रहा है. So from the current electricity chapter, what we discussed is, when a temperature increases, the collision of the atoms will increases. So collision of atoms increases. So once the collision of atoms increases, then what will happen? The average relaxation time reduces. Average relaxation time reduces. So because of that, what will happen is, a resistance becomes a higher value. The resistance becomes the higher value. So this is happening in a conducting material. So this is happening in a conductor material. So this is happening in a conductors. So टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा तो क्या होता है? रेजिस्टेंस भी बढ़ेगा. तो रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ने के बाद our current will be reduces. So I will be reduces here. But they have focused only about the resistance. So the resistance becomes the higher. And so even I can write in terms of equation I equal to NEA VD. The current depends upon the number of density of electrons, charge of the electron, area, and VD. VD is nothing but drift velocity. So this drift velocity is E torque divided by m. So this torque is our relaxation time. So when this relaxation time is directly proportional to drift velocity, and this drift velocity is directly proportional to current, means I is directly related to a torque average, means average relaxation time. So इधर एवरेज रिलैक्सेशन टाइम क्या हो रहा है? रिड्यूस हो रहा है, तो करंट भी रिड्यूस हो रहा है, तो इसकी वजह से रेजिस्टेंस भी हमारा ज़्यादा हो रहा है. सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ इक्वेशन ऑल्सो वी आर सॉल्विंग दिस problem. So what I can get is a conductor resistance increases for the conductor. So electrical resistance वो किधर है? So option number 3 में है और option number 1 में है. So second and fourth will be cancel out. So the next about the semiconductor, they have asked whether this is happening same thing in a semiconductor or not. So semiconductor में what we discussed is, uh, we have studied about intrinsic semiconductor. So this intrinsic semiconductor is nothing but at 0 degree Celsius it is acting as a insulator. So silicon is a semiconductor. So pure form of a silicon, if we are not adding any impurities, then it is called as a intrinsic semiconductor. So at 0 degree Celsius it is acting a insulator. So once the temperature increases, then what will happen? Molecules or atoms will get energy. So it will jump from valence band to conduction band. So then it is acting like a conductor. So here what will happen is the conductor or the current is increasing once the temperature increases. So current is increases when temperature increases. So the current बढ़ रहा है, मतलब मीनिंग क्या हो रहा है कि हमारा रेजिस्टेंस वैल्यू कम हो रहा है. So resistance value is reducing. So सेमीकंडक्टर डिवाइस में क्या होता है कि टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा हुआ तो रेजिस्टेंस वैल्यू नहीं बढ़ेगा. रेजिस्टेंस वैल्यू क्या होगा? रेजिस्टेंस वैल्यू रिड्यूसेस. टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा होने के बाद रेजिस्टेंस वैल्यू रिड्यूस होता है. मगर कंडक्टर में क्या होता है? टेम्परेचर बढ़ गया तो रेजिस्टेंस का वैल्यू भी बढ़ेगा. सो दिस इज करेक्ट इन ऑप्शन नंबर. So increases for the conductor, that is correct, but decreases for the semiconductor. So the option number 3 is the right option. So I hope you have all understood this one. Any doubt? Please make a comment. Thank you.